Chief Justice of the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court, Dame Janice Pereira, says the social changes experienced in the last 2 decades have presented the need for a specialist family division within the court system here. Addressing a special sitting of the High Court to mark the 2014-2015 law term, the Chief Justice explains that there has been an increase in the number of social ills such as juvenile delinquency, domestic violence, and sexual crimes. She says that these social ills have common links and share common roots within member states, and that the establishment of a specialist family division providing one-stop shop manned by a judicial officer with support staff and equipment will help to address some of these issues.
To bring this about, our family law legislation throughout the OECS must be modernized and harmonized. Over the last law year, work continued on the UNICEF-sponsored consultancy, focusing on the development of rules and redrafting of the family law legislation for Antigua and Barbuda. The first draft of the laws, the Domestic Violence Bill, Status of Children Bill, Children, Care and Adoption Bill, Juvenile Justice Bill, were submitted to the Attorneys General Chambers for review and comments. Consultations were held to discuss the bills with a view to finalization and preparation for Parliament. In the interim, the Court is currently reviewing the first draft of the Family Division Rules submitted under that consultancy. In the coming year, it is the expectation that further progress will be realized. It is hoped that some priority will be given to the enactment of these much-needed bills in the region.
With regards to the advancement of the court systems in the Eastern Caribbean jurisdiction, Dame Pereira says efforts are being made to assist with the implementation of digital audio recordings of court proceedings. She says currently an audit is being conducted in respect to recording equipment in every courtroom or chamber throughout the OECS.
I also hope that we can commence steps to look into the possibility of making digital audio recording the official record of the proceedings, thereby reducing the need to type and print the transcript. Such a step would net significant time and cost savings, not only with the preparation of records, but with timelier disposition. In May 2014, the court launched a project for the electronic filing of documents as a pilot in the territory of the Virgin Islands. Through this initiative, parties could file documents pertaining to Court of Appeal matters electronically directly through the central registry located at the court's headquarters in St. Lucia. The concept of electronic filing is consistent with modern court administration practice. The implementation of electronic filing is therefore a huge cost-saving and time-saving advancement for the court. The project is being evaluated in an effort to make any necessary adjustments which will enable us to move towards electronic filing of appeal matters in the other member states and territories during this law year.
The Chief Justice pointed out that the inadequacy of resources with which the court has had to function on a daily basis has adversely impacted its output.
Inadequate judicial physical space has been a major challenge faced throughout the jurisdiction. Our court is frequently called upon to adjudicate on matters relating to safety in the workplace or breach of statutory duty to provide a safe and secure working environment, while it finds itself operating from an environment which may be considered less than safe or otherwise hazardous to health. Although the courtrooms and court offices are central to every facet of the judicial process, many of these facilities are in a dire state. In many of the islands, there are challenges wrought by the lack of sufficient courtrooms and other accommodations, including inadequate security measures for judges, court staff, litigants, lawyers, jurors, and disabled persons. Added to this, the court has to contend and make do with physically disjointed spaces which detract from ease of operation, resulting in inefficiency and lack of accountability. Courts should never have to be closed because of safety concerns, except in the event of natural disasters or other acts of God.
Despite the challenges, the Chief Justice says the court remains steadfast in carrying out its duties to the people of the region. In other news, leader of the opposition, Adam Eustace, says that he has no issue with the letter written by Roman Catholic Bishop Jason Gordon on a number of public issues. Mr. Eustace said he thought that the letter was one written by the bishop to his followers, alerting them to the issue of divisiveness and the causes of the problem.
Expressing some views on areas, but urging us to get together to deal with the divisions in our society. And he made certain suggestions, and he commented on certain issues which he thought were divisive in terms of society. And he's urging us to try and deal with that. It's important to deal with it for the benefit of all of us in this society. I have no problem with that. When I listened to the Prime Minister's reply, which I heard last night, I wasn't sure who was the bishop. He had a lot of comments of a theological nature and so on. I don't want to know whether he is a bishop too. The reality is that we know that our society is torn with division. Under the Grand Beach Accord, the Christian Council, the clergy, have an obligation, to speak on those issues on the Grand Beach Accord. This is affecting our society. And what can be more important than us being a unified body?
On the contrary, Prime Minister Dr. Al Gonzalez, in a reply to the bishop's letter, which was read to the media on Tuesday, rejected the ideas put forward by the bishop and called for a convocation of Catholics to deal with the matters raised. He said he will also attend as a member of the Catholic Church. Dr. Gonzalez further pointed out that he, along with the Deputy Prime Minister Gilles Miguel, who is also a Christian, have been receiving complaints from persons within the Catholic Church about the letter written by the bishop. Businessman Leon Samuel, better known as Bigger Biggs, from the Maricopa Valley, has been slapped with 4 traffic-related offences. The charges were as a result of an incident which occurred at Granby Street on Monday, September 15th, 2014. Samuel appeared in court yesterday with legal representation from bailiff Frederick and pleaded not guilty to the charges after being granted bail by the police when he was taken into custody. Samuel was arrested when he parked his vehicle blocking the entrance to the parking lot of the Methodist Church building, which houses the office of the Attorney General. Because of his parked position, he prevented other vehicles from getting in or out of the parking lot. He is said to have been staging a one-man protest at the time. You're watching the news on SVG Television. When we come back, we continue with the local stories. Stay with us. Welcome back. Continuing on the local scene now, prominent representative of St. Vincent and the Grenadines to the Organization of American States, Lacelia Prince, has been elected to the permanent council of that organization to serve on the committee of the Leo S. Rowe Pan American Fund. She succeeds outgoing CARICOM representative and the chair of the committee, His Excellency Deborah May Lovell, Ambassador of Antigua-Barbuda. It is the first time that St. Vincent and the Grenadines has been selected to serve on that particular committee at the OES. As the CARICOM representative on the committee, Ambassador Prince will work with the Office of the Secretary General and other sub-regional representatives to oversee and administer the fund. Since its inception in 1948, the fund has served a total of 6,678 students from the 32 eligible countries of the OES with interest-free loans. As of the 1994 to date, St. Vincent and the Grenadines has only had 6 scholarships participating under the loan program. The West St. George Secondary School yesterday celebrated its 10th anniversary of existence with a recognition and awards ceremony. The ceremony was attended by government ministers, students, teachers, and other invited guests. The event was celebrated under the theme, Celebrating 10 Years of Transformation Through Education, Turning Challenges into Opportunities. Speaking at this ceremony, Minister of Tourism, Sports and Culture and the parliamentary rep for the West St. George constituency, Cecil Sesmaki, said that since the school's opening, it has achieved successes in a number of areas. He, however, pointed out that these successes could not have been possible without the support of the different groups in the community. Hence, it is fitting that they are being recognized for their contributions.
I want to identify with the success of the West St. George Secondary School over a very short period of time, because 10 years is indeed a short period of time. But the success would not have been possible without the vision of then Ministers of Education, the Honorable Mike Brown and Honorable Clayton Bergen, who not only had the vision, but insisted and convinced Cabinet that we should go forward with the construction of a school at this area, where we now have 67% pass rate at the CSEC level, within the top 10 in the country, fittingly, as we celebrate 10 years. Success stories in your agricultural program, your sporting program, your music program, your cultural program, just about every program that this school has put its hand to, there is a success story.
The first principal of the school, Alinda Hippolyte, said that she was honored to have had the opportunity to be part of the history of the school, and noted that though the students who entered the school upon its opening were not of the best crop, today they are among the top 10 in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
I was privileged to be the first principal of this school. When we started, we were different. Make no bones about that, we were different. Our students did not pass the common entrance examination. And this went on for a number of years. So much so that students from a neighboring primary school thought you had to fail the common entrance to enter West St. George Secondary School. Many of our students were unable to read even beyond the grade 1 level, so there was much need for remediation. In addition, in those groundbreaking years, we had to come up with motto and all that sort of thing, and our motto is excellence through education. And so we formed partnerships and we crafted many and varied programs and innovations so as to cater to the needs of our students and to move them along the ladder of success.
Ms. Hippolyte encouraged the students to always strive for success, and the teachers to always have faith in their students by being patient and supportive.
I therefore encourage students here this morning to never give up despite the challenges. Do your best at all times. Make your school proud, make yourself proud, make your community proud, make St. Vincent and the Grenadines proud. To the teachers here who have persevered, always going the extra mile, because that is what you do when you have students' interests at heart. I say to you, keep on keeping on. It's a work in progress, and you will continue to see the success.
Taiwan youth ambassadors put on a cultural showcase for lecturers, students and other invited guests at the community college on Tuesday afternoon to commemorate the arrival of new resident ambassador, His Excellency Ambassador Bo Xuan Ge and Mrs. Ge. Speaking at the event, acting director of the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Community College, Nigel Scott, said that the diversity of the college opens the door to partnerships such as that which exists between the government and people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and Taiwan.
Diversity, yet unity. And it is that diversity that leads us to believe that partnerships are the way to go. And so our partnership and our relationship with the Republic of China and Taiwan is one that we cherish and one that we hold dear. And so it gives us great pleasure to host this performance of the Taiwanese youth ambassadors this year here on our compound at Villa. So to our Taiwanese youth ambassadors, we say a warm welcome to you. And I know, indeed, as an audience, we will enjoy the performance that they will present today.
Scott also welcomed the new ambassador and says it is his hope the ties between the two countries would further strengthen, as well as the cooperation between the community college and the local Taiwanese embassy.
And a very special welcome, of course, to our new resident Taiwanese ambassador, Ambassador Ge and Mrs. Ge. I trust that you would have a very productive time here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and that indeed your period of time here with us would help to strengthen the relationship not only between the college and the embassy, but between our two peoples in St. Vincent and the Grenadines and in Taiwan.
Meanwhile, the ambassador expressed his gratitude to the government and the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and says that Taiwan youth ambassadors are delighted to be here in the country to share their culture with the people of this country.
First of all, on behalf of the government of the Republic of China, Taiwan, I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and of course the community college, for the assistance they gave to us to facilitate this event. So it's our honor to have this event here in this very beautiful campus this afternoon. The government of the Republic of China, Taiwan, launched the International Youth Ambassador Exchange Program in 2009 with the aim to promoting youth and cultural exchanges with its diplomatic allies and other countries in the world. Since then, 4 delegations of Taiwan youth ambassadors, including this one, have visited the beautiful country of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. This year, the delegation of Taiwan youth ambassador consists of 17 students from outstanding universities throughout Taiwan. They are pursuing degrees in a variety of subjects and possess different academic backgrounds. Prior to their overseas tours, they underwent rigorous training for 45 days. They have visited San Francisco, Los Angeles, St. Kitts and Nevis, and St. Lucia before coming to St. Vincent. St. Vincent is their final stop.
We now bring you a glimpse of some of the performances by the Taiwanese youth ambassadors.
Known for her beautiful snow-white peak, which looks like a jade, and is the tallest mountain up north. In Taiwan nowadays, it has become one of the folk traditions to dress up and perform a infernal dance. Mountain! Anyway, I think we should stop debating because the beauty of St. Vincent is beyond words.
都是我前世的盼望。当你
Recently, Minister of Agriculture Soboto Caesar said with an aging farming population, it is important that young persons here get involved and recognize the importance of agriculture and its importance to national development. In this report, Jamisha Wright looks at one young man who has been farming for 15 years.
Since the tender age of 6, Marlon De Silva of Lomans Leeward has been going to farmlands and farming with his dad. From then, the youngster says he developed a strong love for agriculture and got into farming full-time in his early 20s. Earlier today, our news team visited the Silver's farm in Carib Village, Cabnon Park. He says while farming requires a lot of time, work and commitment, the results is often very rewarding.
I live off farming. This is my livelihood here, right here. And I used to work with my father before I started this. I started up here in about for 3 years now. Doing my own thing. I like doing farming. It is relaxing. I mean, it got me out and about every morning early.
Of the conception or of the view that, farming is mainly for the older folks. Certainly this is not the case because you are basically of our generation. What do you have to say to such persons?
No, farming is not for old people because in order for us to survive, you have to eat. Exactly. And farming is the way to go right now, you know what I mean?
What are some of the crops that you grow?
Well, the crops I grow, my main crop right now is cauliflower. I grow cauliflower, tomato, sweet pepper, basically every vegetable is on the market.
Okay, and I'm sure though that you supply to many business houses and maybe supermarkets around St. Vincent, yeah?
Yeah, I supply to Groves and Save-A-Lot, and I do a little business in the Grenadines, and I have a lot of traffickers who come and buy stuff from me. I supply to certain people in the market.
Okay. Where do you see Marlon 10 years from now in the future? Still farming? What are your plans for the future?
Yeah, I'll be still farming, but just mean I'll be upgrading most likely in near future, but 5-10 years from now I might be going more into hydro, expanding my just because I used to do greenhouse farming, but I switched from that back to this because the land area is not flat. But in the near future is more like hydro. With my farming, I'm kind of, on the other hand, I do a lot of other stuff that farmers don't produce here. I produce most of the imported stuff like cauliflower, broccoli, cherry tomatoes, zucchini and all those stuff.
So that's really your niche.
Yeah, that's my thing. That is diverse to the other things that more needed than the regular stuff.
So what are we doing here now?
Here we're tying up the cherry tomatoes. These are cherry tomatoes. We're tying these up so that they won't fall down.
Go straight up.
Yeah, go straight up.
The Silver farms on approximately 2 acres of land with 3 employees. Reporting for SVG-TV News, I am Jamisha Wright.